has a state ever called asking about your work file? Even if that's never happened to you, do you think about your work file often? You should, because it can be a lifesaver down the road. We've got a class coming up with Josh Walitt called The Ultimate Workfile. And Josh, why should appraisers take this class?
Well, Workfile sometimes seems like something very technical, very out there. We don't talk about it enough. It seems like this foreign type thing, but really it's the third leg of the stool. We've got development, we've got reporting, and we've got the work file, which really is the key leg. It actually pulls everything together. Uh, and I always say, if you see it, save it. If you're doing that bit of research, save it to your work file. If you state it in your report, you better have support for it in your work file because likely you're just having a brief summary in the report. And then the final one is, could someone take a look at your work file? Could a peer look at your work file and come to similar results? And that tells us, okay, we saved enough in our work file to actually get to the results we claimed we got to. So, it's just another way of thinking of how we should be doing our work. Because if you have a good work file, it means you did everything right.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I worked on a case years ago where an appraiser had a complaint filed against him. The state sent the report to be reviewed for USPAP compliance, as the state was required to do. And one of the points that the state attorney had pointed out is like he didn't actually do his highest to best use analysis. So when I looked at the report, sure enough, he had checked on the form, highest best use as built. Yes, no, please explain. He checked yes, and that was it. Well, that's not good. But when I got a copy of his work file, and this was back in the day when we had actual file folders, and this guy apparently worked the same way I did, which is I would carry my folder into the field and make my sketch and my notes on the outside of the folder. And on the outside of his folder was written HABU. And he wrote down the zoning and who he talked to at the zoning department about the zoning issues. He wrote down like he had addressed everything in his highest best use on the work file. And I was able to point to that to say, hey, this is a reporting issue, not a development issue. And he did the work. So having a good work file can really save your bacon. The other thing, Josh, it's the year 2024, soon to be 2025. I can't recall the last time I had a paper file. How hard is it to build a work file these days?
It's really easy. It's really easy. A couple buttons, it's muscle memory. You're on that website, you're in your MLS, you're in whatever data source. It's just print to PDF, save to PDF, save an image, whatever the case is, and storage is cheap. So there's really no reason to not have it. But in investigations, oftentimes it is an empty work file that is really the big problem. And then of course you pinpoint, okay, well, what's missing, and those are the technical problems. But there's not really a reason to not save what research you're conducting and the analysis you went through and how did you compare information or how did you regress the data, whatever the case is. There's no reason to not have it. And so we take a look at, what are some actual common items we're going to have in there? How does your work file look different to my work file? Because they don't have to look identical. But when you look at the record keeping rule, it doesn't give you all the specifics, and there's a good reason. And that's because every assignment is different. So we talk about the concept of what are we supposed to be capturing. And so, it's very, very easy to capture it all and save it all and retain it all.
And do you go into like how to set up a work file, maybe a best practices model for a work file and what one might look like?
Yeah, we actually do. I will admit that it's cleaned up. It's not actually how I've kept my work files. They're not quite as neat as what's presented there, but we will actually go into an actual file structure on an online work file, and we will take a look. Here's subject data. All right, It's organized in this subfolder. Let's really take a look at it. Okay, here's comps. Hey, here's some verification information. Hey, here's the Tidewater. We're retaining this conversation and information we had. And so we go through step by step, kind of a folder organized way that is suggested. And we also have a great takeaway. It's a handout, which is our Workfile checklist, and people can make it their own. They can customize it how they want, and then they can use it for themselves, for their trainees, or for their admin staff, because everybody's really contributing if they're touching the assignment.
Yeah. Josh, I'm really looking forward to this class. Appraisers out there, here's the thing. At Appraiser eLearning, we're going to bring you timely, up-to-date education. When we can, we like to give you something that you can take home and start using this afternoon or tomorrow morning, whenever you get back to the desk. This is one of those courses. Josh is going to give you something you can take away to start using today in your practice. Josh, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.